Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Myra from Low Carb Love. Now, most of you know I have lost over 100 pounds. So today I'm going to be making beef kebabs with you, okay? So Mediterranean food is known to be fresh, usually loaded with protein because they do use a lot of chicken, beef. So today what we're gonna be making are the beef kebabs. Now, this is like a viral recipe. This is a recipe that has been going viral across social media. There are two versions. I'm gonna make more of like the beef kebab, but there is another version that looks almost like a flat tortilla. It's almost like a sheet pan. I just feel like the beef kebabs, I just feel like it's similar to what I buy when I go to a Greek restaurant. I don't know if you've heard of panini. Panini is like all over Southern California. I absolutely love all of their kebabs, and that's pretty much like the route that we're going with this, okay? So I'm gonna walk you through this. It's very, very simple, and it's something great like if you have a big family. This is a great dinner idea, even lunch, because I feel like it's still light enough to have for lunch. But the thing is that it's super easy. It's low in calories. It is high in protein. Remember, protein, guys, if you are on a weight loss journey and you are trying to stay on track, you're really, really trying to see that scale move, you wanna focus on protein. Obviously get your veggies in, and you still wanna be mindful of calories. Like, I am not that person that's gonna tell you like calories in versus calories out. I tried that very, very early on in my weight loss journey, but I will say that you need to do something that you can actually stick to, okay? So if you are doing the whole calories in versus calories out and you're going down to like 1,000 calories, if you do not stick to 1,000 calories forever, right? Which who's really gonna do that? Then little by little, that weight's gonna come back on. Okay, so I have been living a low carb lifestyle for over 15 years. I have been able to maintain my weight because this is my lifestyle. This is how I eat. So I love sharing these recipes with you because I feel like it just makes your life, like you have these options that help make this lifestyle sustainable. Okay, so I have my weight loss guide. I will leave it linked for you. I basically walk you step by step, like what to eat, when to eat, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, swap. So, you know, obviously, when you come from like a high carb diet or from like a traditional Western diet, you're having bread, pasta, tortillas, wraps, a lot of things that once you switch over to a low carb lifestyle, you have to find the swaps that work for you. So I list all of that for you, give you a ton of ideas, intermittent fasting, like so many different things. So I will leave that linked in the description below. Make sure you grab that if you are starting a weight loss journey or if you are just stuck and don't really know where to go, okay? So for this recipe, we are using beef, okay? So I'm gonna be using ground beef for this. This is an 80-20. So last week, I made this using chicken, and guys, it was so juicy, so delicious. That is something, you can basically use the same recipe and just use the ground chicken, and you will have like the chicken kebabs. So I'll show you, we'll basically walk through this. It's very, very simple. We are gonna have a binder. Our binder is some egg. We have fresh parsley, our garlic. Okay, for this recipe, you do use a good amount of garlic, onion. The thing about onion is you want to grate it versus dice it. So I'll just kind of walk you through everything now. We're just going to basically throw everything right into our bowl, okay? Now to give this all the flavor, we are starting off with our garlic. So I'm going to go through all of our garlic cloves. Then I'm also going to do the same thing for our onion. I know you're like, what? But yes, when you actually grate the onion, it gives it so much flavor. So it really helps with not only the flavor, but also the texture. Okay, so we have our onion. Okay, so we have onion, garlic. Now we're gonna do parsley. Okay, good amount of fresh parsley. And we're gonna do all of our seasonings. So cumin is very important. Just adds a really good flavor. We're also gonna do some paprika, a little extra garlic powder. This is going to leave your breath smelling so good. And salt and pepper. Okay, then we're gonna go in with a little oil. And our eggs are going to be our binder. So that's what's going to keep everything together. Okay, and with this one, you just have to do it. Just go in with your hands because you want to make sure that everything goes in there and gets really, really well incorporated. It's almost like making a humongous meatball. You know what I mean? So now I'm just going to transfer it onto my parchment. So I'm just gonna try and fill up the parchment. Now you can make this as thin, like as thin or as thick as you want. So I don't want it to be too thin because I actually want to be able to taste the meat in the wrap. Because you know, the wraps have a lot going on. You have the cucumber, tomato, the yogurt, the garlic. You have a little bit of lettuce in there. So I want to be able to actually taste the meat. Okay, so I did the best that I could with my hands. I try to make it as even as possible. So now I'm thinking, I don't want them, again, I don't want them too thin. I don't want them too thick, but I do want you to be able to taste them. So, okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead, separate them, shape them, and then these are going into the oven. So just make sure that your oven is preheated to 375 degrees. And this is gonna go in, I would say for about 20, 25 minutes. We're gonna check it at the 15-minute mark, because it also depends on how thick you make it. So you don't want it to dry up, because this is one of those dishes that could dry up. So you just wanna be careful with that. So I ended up shaping these as best as I could, what kebabs look like to me. So please do not judge if this is a little off. But I just made it rectangular. So anyway, this is what mine look like. They're going in 375. We'll check them in about 15 minutes. And then I'm gonna show you just how juicy they turn out. Like, this is one of those recipes that you can make a ton of them. And then for meal prep, you can keep them, put them in your freezer when you're ready. You know, if you wanna just eat some protein alone, like these are also good snacks. So these are some of the things that I like to keep in my fridge for just during the week. I like chicken, I like beef, salmon, but the salmon, I like to make that on the spot. But beef and chicken, I will actually have whenever I'm craving something, or if I feel like I'm hungry, instead of going for chips or going for snacks, I like to have protein. And if I'm not craving protein, then I know that I'm not actually hungry. So it's just like always a good cue. Like if I'm not willing to eat chicken breast, like just plain meat or like a hard-boiled egg, then I know that I'm not actually hungry. And I don't know if you do this, but that's just something to keep in mind whenever you're like, oh, I'm kind of hungry. Like, what am I craving? Like, I want a little something. So ask yourself that. And if not, then drink some water and get out of the kitchen. Ready? All right, 15 minutes. Okay, so while that's in the oven, I'm gonna scan my receipt before I forget. So this is just my grocery receipt from everything that I bought today. And I'm just going to take a picture of it. I downloaded this app. It's an app called Mary Fields. And so I get points for like anything that I buy that's actually healthy, and like I'm already shopping anyway, so might as well get perks. You can actually earn like gift cards to Amazon, to Target, to Starbucks, to Walmart, to Sephora, like all the stores that I already shop at. So I just scan the receipt and then it like basically calculates your points for you. I don't know, I feel like it's an incentive to shop a little bit healthier. Plus, we're already buying this stuff anyway, you know what I mean? So it's like I'm looking forward to my gift cards. My sister has literally she's gotten gift cards to Applebee's. She's gotten it to Starbucks. She gets a lot of them to Starbucks. She's the one that turned me on to this. And so she's always asking me for my receipts. Like, do you have any receipts? Every time she comes over. So you basically just take like a picture of the entire receipt and then we do finish. Super cool. See, and then it just shows you everything that you earn points on. But this is completely free. You can download the app. I'll actually leave a link in the description below, and I could even leave like a little QR code. You could scan it and then download the app and then obviously start scanning. So I'm gonna go ahead, finish uploading my stuff. So it probably has, I would say about 10 more minutes. We'll check it and then you can just see, like if you're making them along with me, you'll see exactly what it should look like. It does have like, usually when you make the kebabs like this, it will have like a little bit of a film. You're just gonna, take that off, but I'll show you right now. Let me just go ahead and finish this up. All right, so this is all done. Oh my God. Oh, it smells so good. Okay, so I'm gonna let this cool just for a tiny bit. Meanwhile, I'm gonna heat up our pita. Now you can do this lettuce wrap. You can do this on a gluten-free pita. You can find like even like a low carb tortilla would be good if you're trying to keep this super, super low carb. I just got like some organic pitas, but this is gonna be just obviously like a very high protein, nutritious like lunch or even dinner. So the focus here is just getting a high protein, nutritious meal, okay? But you can add this to a salad. If you make like a really big salad and you just want like a really flavorful protein, this is it. Like this has so much flavor. You could, I mean, there are just so many different options, but the way that this is traditionally eaten is in like a pita. What do you call them? Like a gyro or something like that? I always called it gyro, but I guess that's not the way you pronounce it. I think it's gyro, something like that. So that is how it is traditionally eaten. So I will show you how we put that together right now. Some olive oil. On both sides. So I'm just gonna let it get nice and toasty, and then we're gonna put it together. Woo, so excited. Haha. All right, so pita, nice and crispy, okay? We got that. Okay, so we're gonna start off with our garlic spread. Okay, so we're gonna have a good amount. I like my stuff saucy, so I might go a little heavier than what you would do, but look at that. And we're gonna put our beef kebab, and then we're just gonna go crazy. So let's go in with some onion. Love onion. We have onion, we have garlic. Just a lot of flavor, a lot going on here. Okay, so we're adding in the yogurt, topping it with some yogurt. We're still gonna top it with a little bit of fresh parsley on top. All right, and this is it. Look at this though, seriously. I mean, I would pay for this. And this is homemade, like literally everything. You know exactly what is on your plate. You know what I mean? Everything. And that is what seriously makes a huge difference. Like when you're on a weight loss journey or you're just trying to be, you know, like either living a low carb lifestyle or just trying to make healthier choices. Like when you make your stuff at home, you know exactly what you're eating. A lot of times when we go out to eat, trust me, I'm guilty of it. I go out to eat a lot and I'm always having to like ask a bunch of questions, look at the menu, talk to the chef. Like I wanna know what type of oils they use. Like you have to, because if not, you think you're having something healthy, like, oh, I'm having some salmon and veggies, but they're using canola oil, they're using soybean oil, they're using, you know what I mean? They're using, you just don't know. So I try my very best to cook as much as I can at home. I like to make all my sauces. I like to make my dressings. And then I know exactly what I'm putting into my body. And it just makes, it really, really makes a big difference. I don't get as bloated anymore because I'm not having a lot of those seed oils and a lot of the processed ingredients that a lot of the foods that we eat out have. So something like this, super delicious. It looks beautiful. It's gonna taste absolutely phenomenal, and I cannot wait for you to try it at home. Okay, so this is how my pita is looking. Definitely not gonna finish this whole thing, but it looks so delicious. So what I wanted to do first is I wanted to try, let's just give this a little bite. I wanna try. Super moist. You just need to make sure that you are checking it and it doesn't get overcooked, because this super juicy. Literally you can store it in the microwave, in the fridge. When you heat it up in the microwave, it's not gonna like feel like too dry. But this right here, you already know, like look at this. Like how is this not gonna taste absolutely phenomenal? So here we go, going in for that bite. Cheers. Another big bite. Oh my gosh, it tastes better. Little like flavor explosion in my mouth. You have to make this. Now I see what the hype's all about. That's why it's going viral. When things like this start going viral, I usually try them because I'm like, okay, is this like, I want to see if it's worth the hype. Sometimes I feel like recipes start going viral just because maybe it was filmed properly, or like it looks super, there's like a clip where it looks super juicy. Most of the time, I can see what the hype's about. This one right here is definitely worth it. It's worth making it. It's worth going the extra step and grating that garlic. It's worth grating the onion because it has all the flavor. I can see, I can taste it. You know what I mean? And then throw it together like this. You can make this in a full salad. Think about it. Big bed of romaine, then you add your lettuce, tomato, cucumber. Grab your beef kebab. You can either cut it up or just lay it right on top. Top it with a garlic spread, top it with your tzatziki. You can even drizzle some olive oil and some red wine vinegar. Salt and pepper on top. Best salad. Best salad. I love Greek salads. So guys, this right here, you have to try it. I'm telling you, I'm gonna go sit down and enjoy this, but I'm gonna leave the recipe in the description below. I'm telling you right now, if you like this video, guys, show me some love. Go hit that like button. And don't forget, do not forget to share. Share this with your friends and family, especially if they love Mediterranean food, if they're on a weight loss journey, or maybe just trying to watch their weight. You know, a lot of times, like, you have friends that are just like, I just wanna be healthier, I wanna make low carb recipes, or whatever the case is. Share this one with them. This is one of those recipes that they're gonna wanna make, and they will thank you later. But thank you so much for being here. I love you, and I'll see you on my next video. Mwah.